wasn't always interested in politics, but I remember the turning point came when I was, I think I was a sophomore at Brooklyn College. And we had our political leader, a white gentleman, Stanley Steingut, I'll never forget him, the leader of the district, came to give a lecture. And I remember so well, he said, black people are now moving ahead, but there's going to be one basic truth that we are going to have to accept whether we want to or not, that black people cannot get ahead unless they have white people. I remember that. That stuck with me. And I said to myself, that's what you think. And it was a challenge from that time on. That really had an impact on me. If anybody would ask me, well, what was the greatest thing that stood in your way of trying to really move up politically, I would have to say men. White men, black men, Puerto Ricans, men.
Men.
That's all. They gave me a hard time because they said one thing about Shirley Chisholm. She's too darn outspoken. And she's always raising questions. She never keeps quiet. And that's why. And what happened in the neighborhood, you found the white men, the Puerto Rican men, and the black men all had their own little caucuses to decide to get together and see what we can do about this woman that's moving out called Shirley Chisholm.
And what is the definition of being too outspoken?
Oh, God, let's not talk about that.
Yes.
They tried to keep me down, keep me back. They used all kinds of tactics. But the thing about it, I was never afraid of men.
Yes.
Never afraid of men. And I think it was attributable to two things. I'm very friendly.
Yes.
I'm very outgoing.
Yes.
And I'm a person that can laugh at myself and laugh at others. Very outspoken. And that's what, because I know the men, the black men in my community, they said, we can't have a meeting. We don't even invite her to the meetings. And here she comes. She heard that we were having a meeting. She wanted to say hello. But it wasn't that. I knew that they were having a meeting, and I wanted to invade their premises, you see, and find out what was going on. And I would invade. And when they saw me coming, they almost dropped dead. I really was not very nice in terms of how I had to react to them, but that was the only way I could react. That was the only way I could move out, because they wouldn't give me a chance because they were afraid of my mouth.
And afraid of change.
Yes.
Yes, of
that
course.
Was it. Yeah, that was it.
And the influence you would have on other women, I'm
That's,
sure.
Oh, the women. I brought the whole neighborhood behind me. That was the women.
Yes,
that's right.
of course.
Mm-hmm. Everything was Shirley. The limelight was on Shirley. And this was one of the reasons why my first marriage cracked up after 24 years. Because it put my husband in a position of becoming extremely jealous.
I see.
He became very, very jealous, and I could understand because no attention was being paid to him. And everything was Shirley this, Shirley that. And then they would say, he's the husband of Shirley Chisholm. And you can imagine what it does to a person's ego after a while. And so that was the thing that really led to the breakup of my marriage. This business of his being jealous and everybody catering to his wife, Shirley.